Yes, sir.
Marshal.
Madam has joined. Please start the program.
Oh, hold on.
Yes, sir.
Marshal.
Madam has joined. Please start the program.
Oh, hold on.
Yes, sir.
Marshal.
Madam has joined. Please start the program.
Participants and a warm welcome to the 1 week online international FTC.
Yes, sir.
Innovative application.
Madam has joined. Please start the program.
Participants and program welcome organized to the 1 week online international FTC.
Yes, sir.
Innovative application.
Madam has joined. Please start the program.
Participants and program welcome organized to the 1 week online international
Yes,
FTC.
sir.
Innovative application.
Madam has joined. Please start the program.
Participants and program welcome organized to the 1 week online international
Yes,
FTC.
sir.
Innovative application.
Madam has joined. Please start the program.
Participants and program welcome organized to the 1 week online international
Yes, sir.
innovative application. Participants and program welcome organized to the 1 week online international
Yes, sir.
innovative application.
One of our
Participants and program welcome organized to the 1 week online international innovative application. Participants and program welcome organized to the 1 week online international
Sir, Karunakar sir, please unmute your audio, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Karunakar sir, please.
A very warm welcome and good evening to our respected principal madam, Dr. N. Ramadevi garu, Bapatla Engineering College, our beloved head of the department, Dr. K. V. Acharya garu, and Department of Mathematics, principal madam, and my dear colleagues and participants. It is my pleasure to welcome you all on the occasion of birth anniversary celebrations of great mathematicians Dr. Komarolu Chandrasekharan garu and the former head of the department, Bapatla Engineering College, Dr. Nagala Prabhakar garu from the soil of Bapatla. These eminent scholars have made remarkable contributions to the field of mathematics through their prominent research and innovative ideas. In honor of their invaluable contributions, the Department of Mathematics, Bapatla Engineering College, in association with the Institutions Innovation Council, is organizing a 1 week international faculty development program on innovative applications of mathematics, IAM 2025, through virtual means. This program is scheduled every day from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. from today, that is 17th November to Saturday, 22nd November 2025. Approximately 900 faculty members from 23 different states. Saturday, 22nd November 2025. Approximately 900 faculty members from 23 different states. Saturday, 22nd November 2025. Approximately 900 faculty members from 23 different states.
The department was established in the year 1981, in which the college was started. The department, which was originally intended to cater to the needs of engineering, offered MSc Mathematics course with an intake of 40 students in 1989. The department was recognized as a research center by Acharya Nagarjuna University from academic year 2003 to 2004. So far, department produced 5 PhDs and 3 MPhils. The department was recognized as one of the potential departments in 2002 by the National Board of Higher of Mathematics, and as a part of it, the department has been receiving quality books in mathematics. The department is now enriched with 4 PhDs faculty members from different universities. The college library has a collection of 1,405 titles and 5,188 volumes. Out of 32 MSc Maths passed out batches, 12 students achieved university first ranks and 4 students obtained university second ranks. 2 students received Pratibha Awards. For last 1 decade, more than 250 research papers were published in national and international journals. The major contribution has been given by Dr. KVLN Acharlu sir with 140 research articles and Dr. N. Rafi sir with 80 research articles. Faculty members in Department of Mathematics attended more than 250 FDPs, workshops, conferences, and seminars. Notable achievements are accomplished by the faculty members. In particular, Dr. KVLN Acharlu sir created 3 unique world records in the field of mathematical research and honored with many awards and rewards. He authored 5 books and 15 chapters in various international publications. Dr. KVLN Acharlu sir edited more than 150 books as editor-in-chief in various esteemed international journals. Last year, Department of Maths organized an international FDP with 850 participants successfully and also conducted an international workshop with 950 students successfully. This year have conducted international conference in the month of September with huge number of participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajeshwari, for sharing our department profile. I would like to bring the objectives of this faculty development program to your kind information to encourage a culture of lifelong learning among the faculty by motivating them to stay with the latest research, educational needs, and creative methods for teaching mathematics. To promote interdisciplinary approaches among the faculty by showing how mathematical ideas can be applied in different academic fields and real-life situations. To serve as a cornerstone for continuous improvement and to enhance faculty knowledge with innovative teaching methods. Brief information about this International Faculty Development Program. On the first day, that is today, 17th November, Dr. P.V. Sundarand Garu, Professor and Head, Department of Mathematics, Rayalaseema University, Kurnool, will deliver a talk on randomness and essential for security. On the second day, 18th November, Dr. C.V. Pavan Kumar Garu, Faculty of Mathematics, Apex Max Excel Center, North Carolina, USA, will deliver a talk on applications of linear algebra, matrices, and least squares. On the third day, 19th November, Dr. G. Srinivasarao Garu, Professor, Department of Mathematics and Statistics, University of Dodoma, Tanzania, will deliver a talk on basic statistics and nonlinear optimization using R. On the fourth day, 20th November, Dr. N. Fanik Kumar Garu, Professor, Department of Mathematics, Vasvi College of Engineering, Hyderabad, will deliver a talk on mathematics behind disease transmission from SIR model to real-world epidemics. On the fifth day, 21st November, Dr. J. Bhaskar Babuji Garu, Professor, Department of Mathematics, Anna University, MIT Campus, Chennai, will deliver a talk on automata theory in machine learning. On the last day, 22nd November, Dr. Koti NVV Varaprasad Garu, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, Guru Gastas Viswavidyalaya, a Central University, Bilasapur, will deliver a talk on the stability of some fixed point procedures. Now, I request our head of the department, Dr. KVLN Acharlu Garu, to address the participants on this occasion.
Good evening to all. On behalf of Department of Mathematics, I humbly welcome you all to this international FDP. It gives me immense pleasure to take this opportunity to say a few words as head of Department of Mathematics, Bapatla Engineering College, Bapatla, on this memorable occasion of birth anniversary celebrations of Professor Kamarvoru Chandrasekharan Garu, Professor Nagalla Prabhakar Rao Garu. Both hail from the soil of Bapatla. Bapatla is a prestigious center for its cultural, literary, spiritual, dramatic, and educational heritage. Professor Chandrasekharan Garu brought name and fame to Bapatla in the field of mathematics. His unforgettable research and most valuable contributions to the field of mathematics are a pride to Bapatla. I would like to recall a great and inspiring personality, our former HOD, Dr. Nagalla Prabhakar Rao Garu, who strengthened our maths department with his valuable efforts and systematic executions. It is my first and foremost duty to show my special gratitude to our magnanimous management for their constant encouragement for conducting various useful programs. We express our sincere thanks to our dynamic and eminent principal, Dr. N. Ramadevi Garu, for her valuable support and constructive guidance. Under her able leadership, our college continues to grow in name and fame. Moreover, Madam constantly thinks about implementing best practices to strengthen the student community in all aspects and encourages us to organize academic programs for the overall development of both faculty and students. The main purpose of conducting this international FDP is to focus on innovative teaching methodologies with best practices, It will help to our teaching community to explore new ways of engaging students, fostering critical thinking, and adapting to evolve educational landscapes. Moreover, FDPs encourage and support faculty members in their research endeavors. FDPs contribute to maintain and improve the overall quality of education by providing tools and insights for faculty members in the quality assurance process. In addition to it, participation in FDPs can boost motivation and confidence among faculty members. It also helps us for professional development and the improvement of the education system, which are highly essential to the society. Thus, faculty development programs play a vital and important role in enhancing the capabilities of faculty members, promoting innovative approaches in teaching, and ultimately contributing to enhance the overall quality of education. So this program will definitely a fruitful one with your valuable participation and collaborative cooperation. Today we have a wonderful resource person with us. The resource person for today's section is Dr. P.V. Sundaranand Garu, Professor and Head Department of Mathematics, Rayalaseema University, Kurnool. Dr. P. Sundaranand Garu is not only a professor, but also a source of inspiration, guidance, and unwavering support to the student community. We have had a strong association and a cordial relationship with him for more than 2 decades. On behalf of Department of Mathematics, I express my special gratitude to today's esteemed resource person, Dr. P. Sundaranand Garu, for graciously accepting our request to deliver his valuable lecture in our International Faculty Development Program. Finally, I strongly believe that we will be enriched with his valuable lecture for enhancing our knowledge on randomness and essential for security. Finally, our strength is our faculty members. All the best. Thank you, one and all. Sir?
Thank you very much, sir, for your motivating speech and emphasizing the importance of the faculty development program. Now, I humbly request our beloved Principal Madam, Dr. N. Ramadevi Garu, to give her valuable message on this memorable occasion.
Esteemed resource persons, respected HOD and coordinators of this event, distinguished faculty members, and dear participants. A very good morning, good afternoon to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this one-week workshop faculty development program on innovative applications of mathematics organized by the Department of Mathematics in association with Innovation Institute Innovation Council of Bapatla Engineering College. Mathematics has always been the language of logic, precision, and discovery. From linear algebra and automata theory to machine learning, cryptography, and mathematical modeling, the domains we explored in this FDP are not just abstract idea, but powerful tools sharing the future of science, technology, and society. This program is particularly meaningful as it's coincide with the birth anniversary of two great mathematicians from our soul, Dr. K. Chandrasekharan Garu and Dr. N. Prabhakar Rao Garu. Their contributions reminds us that mathematics is not merely about the numbers, but about the nurturing curiosity, creativity, and innovation. The main objective of this workshop specified in the brochure is promoting the interdisciplinary approaches, equipped faculty with innovative teaching methodologies, and faster lifelong learning. So I am very proud that our college with NAAC A+ accreditation and 4 decades of academic excellence continue to be a hub for such transformative initiatives. The Department of Mathematics, with its rich legacy of research and publications, has once again demonstrated its commitment to advancing knowledge and empowering faculty. I I extended my heartfelt gratitude to the distinguished resource persons from India and abroad who have graciously agreed to share their expertise with us. Your presence elevates this program at higher levels. To all participants, I urge you to engage actively, ask questions, and collaborate with the expert members. So let this FDP not only expand your knowledge, but also ignite new ideas that you can carry back to your classrooms, research, and institutions. Thank you. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam, for your valuable message.
Thank you, sir.
This is the time to know about today's resource person. Now I request one of our staff organizers, Ms. K. Sunita, to present the profound profile of Dr. P.V. Sundaranand Garu.
Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to the 1-week online international faculty development program on innovative applications of mathematics. It is my honor to introduce today's resource person, Dr. P.V. Sundaranand Garu. Dr. P.V. Sundaranand Garu is a professor and head of the Department of Mathematics at Rayalaseema University, Kurnool. He is also served as Director of the Directorate of Admissions, Dean of the College Development Council, Coordinator of HEPB, and Registrar at Rayalaseema University. Before joining Rayalaseema University, he worked as an Associate Professor at the C.R. Rao Advanced Institute of Mathematics, Statistics and Computer Science, University of Hyderabad. Dr. Sundaranand Garu did his MSc in Applied Mathematics from Andhra University in 1991 and his PhD in Applied Mathematics in 1997 under the supervision of Professor K.N. Murthy Garu. He received the Senior Research Fellowship from CSIR, India in 1994. Dr. Sundaranand sir has published 37 research papers in national and international journals and 8 technical reports. He has also supervised students for their postgraduate and doctoral degrees. His areas of expertise include nonlinear dynamical systems, mathematical control theory, mathematical modeling, fuzzy control, the theory of computer science, cryptography, cryptanalysis, and randomness tests, ANN, and deep learning, mathematical ecology, lattice sigma algebras. Dr. Sundaranand Garu is respected for his exceptional teaching methods and research contributions over the past 30 years. His approachable nature, positive attitude, and expertise make him a valuable resource to the academic community.
Sir.
Thank you, Sunita, for your nice introduction about Dr. P.V. Sundaranand Garu. Now, Dr. P.V. Sundaranand Garu will deliver a talk on randomness and essential for security. Sir, please start the session, sir.
Thank you, sir. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Srinivas Rao Garu for giving me this opportunity and the Bapatla Engineering College for inviting me to this particular session, and respected principal of the college, Dr. Ramadev Garu, head of the Department of Math, Professor K.V.L.N. Acharya Garu, Dr. T. Srinivas Garu, my friends Dr. Karunakar Garu, and other colleagues, and all the respected faculty members who joined the faculty development program. Good afternoon to everybody. And I would like to thank Madam Sunita Garu for her, generous introduction. Thank you. Now I would like to share the presentation. Sir, is it seen?
No, sir.
It is not seen. Oh,
So we are seeing the file, sir, PPT file, but it is not opened.
okay, okay. Is it seen, sir, now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I would like to really convey all of you that just I would like to talk something which is known to all of us. Okay. So it is randomness and essential for security. All of us do use random numbers or random sequences in our day-to-day life. Anyone who considers arithmetical methods of producing random digits is, of course, in a state of sin. And that, in his experience, it was more trouble to test random sequences than to manufacture them. Okay, we are going to deal with these two today. And these two statements were given by none other than John von Neumann, okay, a famous statistician. Let me start with a story. KiwiCon opened a case study of a single line bug in a single source file in a single module in a 70 MB byte programming language distro. From bug to key recovery, of course, Jeff works for NGMoco. It is nothing but next generation mobile company, a platform for building social networking interactions into online games. And as a prominent American publisher of mobile games for iOS and Android devices, known for popular titles like the Rolando series and Eliminate Pro, the company was acquired by Japanese mobile gaming giant Dana in 2010. And Erlang, short for Ericsson language, or in remembrance of Danish mathematician Agner Karup Erlang, depending on whom you ask, is an open source programming language developed by Ericsson in the Sweden. Okay, Erlang is not widely known, or unlike say Java or C or Perl or Python or some other thing, but it has been enthusiastically embraced by many companies which run server farms handling huge numbers of users at the same time. So examples like Facebook, and you are having Twitter, so on and so forth. And forking or threading web servers like Apache and IIS aren't the way to roll your own 1 lakh users at the same time, the platform. Erlang is created specially to help you build massively concurrent systems distributed over many servers. The bug Jeff zoomed in on was the following. We are having RAND 8, RAND 32, BSR8 band, RAND 32, RAND uniform. Okay, this is the bug which is there in 463 to 467 lines. The problem exists in line number 467. 467 is random uniform. Okay, this is the core of the random number generator for Erlang's SSH server. Generally speaking, cryptographic routines need high quality random numbers, bunches of bytes, for one-time session keys which simply cannot be guessed in advance or reconstructed later. High quality random numbers are hard for computers to generate. After all, computers are supposed to be the algorithmic and deterministic devices. They aren't supposed to be capable of whimsy or inconsistency. And the Erlang library function rand uniform/1 is entirely devoid of whimsy. It's a simple pseudo random number generator that is very much predictable and repeatable by its latent design. You know, if you really look at the manual itself, you can find that this random number generator is not cryptographically strong. If a strong cryptographic random number generator is needed, for example, crypto rand underscore bytes 1 could be used instead of the random uniform/1. Using this function in the Erlang SSH server was a tiny bug, easily fixed, but it had potentially massive consequences, as Jeff demonstrated. From an SSH client, remotely and without authentication, he was able to predict the supposedly secret pseudo-random sequence used by the server. As a result, he could extract enough key material to decode not just the current session, but also any past and future sessions with the same server. In short, the lack of randomness leaked the keys to the kernel. The bug is now fixed. Just remember, if you are writing cryptographic code, you must use the right tools for the job. The devil really is in the details. Okay. So here is a Paul Ducklin. He's a passionate security proselytizer and lives and breathes computer security. Okay. Randomness in cryptography, the devils in the details. Okay. Why secure systems require random numbers? All of us know that we can also produce random numbers in Excel. You can write rand, you will be getting. And if you really want them, you can really take them in a particular range also. Okay. Technical spying by the US National Security Agency and the UK's Government Communications Headquarters. Claim is what? NSA was involved in beginning a random number generator. What is the obvious question that can flash into our mind? Why mess with the random number generation? Answer is, good random numbers are fundamental to almost all secure computer systems. Without them, everything from Second World War ciphers like Lawrence to the SSL your browser uses to secure web traffic are in serious trouble. To understand why and the threat that bad random numbers pose, it's necessary to understand a little about random numbers themselves, such as what is a good random number and how they are used in secure systems. There is another detail. It is a Hacker News hack. 2010, John Graham Cumming mentioned on the site that its random number generator was vulnerable to being used to attack the site. Not long after, the entirely independently another contributor to the site actually carried out the attack with the permission of the site owner. Here is how it really worked. When you log into a website, you are typically assigned a unique ID for that session. And I have logged in here, either with the Microsoft or with my own internet. Everywhere it is password protected. That unique ID needs to be unique to you and not guessable by someone else. If someone else can guess, they can impersonate you. In the case of Hacker News, the unique ID is a string of random characters, such as the one written here, IBG up to 9B. Each logged in user has a different string, and the strings should be very, very difficult to guess or even figure out. Now, let us talk with pseudo-randomness. Till now, we were talking about random. What is this pseudo-random? Seems to be random, really not random. The IDs are generated internally using a pseudo random number generator. The computer scientist Donald Knuth tells a story of inventing a pseudo random number generator himself, only to be shocked at how poor it was. Donald Erwin Knuth is an American computer scientist, mathematician, and a professor of emeritus at Stanford. He is the 1974 recipient of ACM Turing Award, informally considered as Nobel Prize for Computer Science. Okay, and he is the author of a multi-volume work, The Art of Computer Programming. Consider, for instance, when you buy a book at Amazon, when you connect to your bank account to transfer some of your money, when you connect your laptop to the company network to check on your email and read documents stored on the company's network. You can probably think of many other examples. Just I quoted only few. You always find secured by 128-bit AES or protected by 2048-bit authentication. AES, RSA, ECC have a proven track record of being difficult to break. Advanced encryption scheme and RSA is popular, elliptical cryptography, and system designers are concerned with the power consumption and bit generation speed than with the actual randomness of the bits generated. Always, speed and security are inversely proportional. If you are having more speed, you have to compromise with security and vice versa. Let me also introduce some other famous personality. It is none other than Bruce Schneier. He is an American cryptographer and a computer security professional and a privacy specialist and a popular writer. And you can go through his blog, Schneier on Security. He is an adjunct lecturer in public policy at the Harvard Kennedy School and a fellow of the Berkman Klein Center for Internet Society. Hello? Again, sir, what is to be done then? But no problem at all. So, what is to be done? Then can I? Just a minute, it is already there in full screen mode. What I need to, I will close it. No, I know about it. Okay, but again, I will share. Okay. No, I started. No, thank you. Now, please see, sir. It's a window, entire screen. Sir, I think select a tab to share. I think my file, yes. Is it seen, sir, now? Is it? నా దగ్గర full screen ఉంది, sir. And I think you have to give me the permission. And is it changing now? Change aina? Okay. Now is it full screen? అవుతుందా ఇప్పుడు? నేను ఒక నిమిషం మీరేమన్నా ఇవ్వాలా? స్టాప్ షేరింగ్. ఒక్క నిమిషం సార్, ఐ విల్ This time, let us see. Share. Is it okay? I think. Sir, is it coming now? Okay. Is it coming, sir? అదే షేర్ చేస్తున్నా. Stop sharing. I am sharing screen or window. I am having PowerPoint. Is it okay, sir? Okay, నిమిషం. No. Already, is it now? It is full screen. రావట్లేదా? అంటే నా దగ్గర వస్తుంది. ఏం సార్? ఎక్కడ? No. That I know. That is not an issue. In my laptop, it is coming full screen. No, actually, I think you have to give me that full screen in the meeting. Again, I will share. Is it seen, sir, now? Only slides are shown. Okay. Now I am. Is it? Move to సార్. మూవ్ కాల. ఇప్పుడు 11th ఉందా? ఇప్పుడు సార్ మారుతున్నాయా? ఓకే సార్. Okay. So we are at Bruce Schneier is an American cryptographer, and Schneier always says the following. And AI errors are fundamentally different from human errors due to their seemingly random and inconsistent nature. And they are weird mistakes. Schneier argues that AI systems, particularly large language models, make weird mistakes that do not follow human patterns. While human errors often cluster around a lack of knowledge of fatigue, AI errors can occur randomly across a knowledge domain. An LLM might correctly solve a complex calculus problem, but then confidently state something nonsensical like that cabbages eat goats. Okay. And difficulty with trust and security. This inherent randomness and inconsistency make it difficult to trust AI for critical, complex, multi-step problems. Traditional human-centric security systems are ill-equipped to handle the unique nature of AI errors, necessitating the invention of new security systems. and deterministic systems with the stochastic behavior. In 2024 blog post, Schneier notes that current AI models, ML or LLMs, are often deterministic systems that appear stochastic due to user input variability and the immense complexity of their training and operation. Really, they are not random. And a need for explainable AI, XAI. To build trustworthy AI, Schneier highlights the need for explainable AI systems that not only provide answers but also explain their reasoning in a human understandable format. This transparency is crucial for ensuring the systems have not been compromised or are not making biased decisions. Although he notes there is a current trade-off between capability and explainability. Another is security implications. The unpredictable nature of AI responses has significant security impacts. As an example, some jailbreaking techniques use bizarre non-human inputs like ASCII to bypass the safety guardrails, which humans would never fall for, illustrating how AI's unique error modes create novel attack vectors. Another is pseudo-random number generators. In the context of traditional computer security and cryptography, Schneier is a renowned expert in random number generation. Having co-created the widely used Fortuna pseudo-random number generator, he has stated that in the field of crypto, there are already many adequate sources of randomness, and it is generally not considered an urgent problem. However, this refers to the technical generation of random numbers for encryption, distinct from behavioral randomness observed in LLMs. Bruce Schneier believes that AI uses randomness rather than the philosophical nature of AI and true randomness itself. It is observed that inconsistent and seemingly random mistakes of current AI systems and the resulting challenges for building trustworthy, explainable, and secure applications. By and large, I would like to summarize whatever we have discussed till now. It is we are going to have random, means not guessable, and you need to really make some truly random things. It is not possible with a machine. So you have to go for pseudo random numbers, which use some deterministic process. And the so-called artificial intelligence, which we are all using in our day-to-day life, is making mistakes because of lack of randomness. Okay. And there are many challenges and how to really handle them. Okay. So one is inconsistent and unpredictable errors. Schneier, along with co-author Nathan Sanders, highlights that current AI models, especially large language models, popular known as LLMs, make mistakes in a seemingly random and inconsistent manner. A model might correctly answer a complex calculus problem, but then confidently state that cabbages are goats. Okay. That we have already discussed. Okay. And challenges to trust and explainability, and practical versus theoretical randomness, and we can have reproducibility. So these are the major issues that are haunting people in the security to have reasonably good random numbers. So WhatsApp, we all use WhatsApp, and WhatsApp uses end-to-end encryption. Okay, it is very much there. You can see this also in our own WhatsApp. When the user first opens the WhatsApp, two different keys, one is a public key, another is a private key, are generated. The encryption process takes place on the phone itself. The private key must remain with the user, whereas the public key is transferred to the receiver via this centralized WhatsApp server. The public key encrypts the sender's message on the phone even before it reaches the centralized server. You know that server will also not have that plain text. It is going to have only ciphertext. The server is only used to transmit the encrypted message. The message can only be unlocked by the private key of the receiver. There is no third party, including the WhatsApp management or server. Okay. If a hacker tries to hack and read the messages, they would fail because they will be having only the ciphertext, which is an encrypted one. Okay. So you will be logged out after several minutes of inactivity. It is one of the security measures. Okay. Privacy and security is in our DNA. That's WhatsApp always boasts. And it is available in their website. WhatsApp is secure. How end-to-end encryption works? And whatever you type, before it reaches the WhatsApp server, it is encrypted. The encrypted version is going to the receiver, and receiver with his private key is going to decrypt it. Meanwhile, no one can really access your message. The quality of the random numbers used directly determines the security strength of the system. Okay. Of course, AES-256 is used as an algorithm for WhatsApp. But along with that, the random keys are also very, very important. Okay. The quality of the random numbers used directly determines the security strength of any crypto system. The quality of the random number generator directly influences how difficult it is to attack the system. The security of the system must depend solely on the key material and not on the design of the system. It is told by Kirchhoff. But design is also important, but key is also very, very important. Cryptographic strength expressed in the number of bits that an attacker needs to guess before he can really break into the system. This expression of strength implicitly assumes that the attacker has no knowledge of the bits of the original key used. If suppose you are having 100 bits, if you know 40 bits, it is easy to really break into the system. You can retrieve the key. But if you know only 10 or 20, it is very difficult. If you know 60 or 70, within no time you can really break into the system. The effective strength of an algorithm is diminished when better attacks against it are found and more key bits can be derived from looking at output data. What is the effective strength of 3DES? It uses 3 keys of 56 bits each. 3DES data encryption standard is currently only expected to provide 112. So 112 bits of effective security. Since the best attack against it today has a complexity of 2 to the power of 112 bits. This assumes that all 168, 3 into 56 is 168 bits of the key used are unknown and unpredictable by the attacker. So what happens if we start with key material that is partly predictable to the attacker? Immediately the security of the system is weakened regardless of the algorithm or the protocol that are being used. If your 128-bit key contains 16 predictable bits, using it in the AES 128 doesn't give you 128-bit protection. It only gives you 112 bits of protection because 128 minus 16 is 112, making the security of your system only as strong as 3DES today. Security protocols require random bits to remain secure. Keys and initialization values for encryption, they are popularly known as IVs. Keys for keyed MAC algorithms, private key for digital signature algorithms, values to be used in entity authentication mechanisms, values to be used in key establishment protocols, PIN and password generation, and nonsense. And what is the importance of proper random number generator? IETF has written a best practices document, RFC 40861, to explain the importance of true randomness in crypto and to provide guidance on how to produce random numbers. So we are bogged with two things. One is how to produce random numbers and how to test random number. How to test randomness. So how to produce a random number? Another is you produced something. How to really test whether it is random or not? There is NIST. It has a section on random number generation in the cryptographic toolbox pages. And a number of standard bodies such as IETF, IEEE, NIST, ANSI, and ISO have or are working on standards related to random number generation. What is the motivation? The need for random and pseudo-random numbers arises in many cryptographic applications. So that's why we need random numbers. Common crypto systems employ keys that must be generated in a random fashion. Automatically, you need to generate random keys. Many cryptographic protocols also require random or pseudo-random inputs at various points. For auxiliary quantities used in generating digital signatures, for generating challenges in authentication protocols. Keys and initialization values for encryption, keys for keyed bank algorithms. Okay. What is the strength of a cipher? A cipher is considered secure if the ciphertext could be modeled as a sequence of independent and identically distributed Bernoulli random variables with parameter 1/2. What is this parameter 1/2? So whatever may be the algorithm, practically when you are implementing it, you will be implementing it on F2. F2 means finite field of order 2. So this only can be used in all the classical gates. Okay.
Sir.
And sir.
Slides are not changing, sir. Still it is at 11th slide.
So what is the issue?
Now it is 32. Okay.
So meaning of it is when I make it, now is it changing?
It is on now 32. Yes, sir. 30.
No, problem is if I keep it in a presentation mode, slides are not changing.
It's okay, sir.
Okay. Sorry, but there is an issue with the meeting. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So let us talk with the strength of a cipher. What is the strength of a cipher? So whenever we are having a cipher, as I told, Bernoulli random variables with parameter 1/2, because we always really have these digital sequences, binary sequences practically. In crypto, whenever you implement, we are going to have zeros and ones. If you really want to have a particular sequence to be random, and after 1, 0 and 1 should have equal probability of being the next bit in the sequence. Okay. That is a simple way of explaining this Bernoulli random variable and the parameter of. What is the strength of a cipher? It depends upon 3 popular parameters: periodicity, nonlinearity, and randomness. Out of these 3, randomness is one of the vital things. Look at a stream cipher. We are having a small random key, and there is a stream cipher, key stream, pseudo-random string. It is a pseudo-random string. You are having a plain text. This key is you are mixing your plain text with this. If you are simply doing XORing, you will be getting a cipher test, and again you are going to really add the same key with this, you will be getting the plain test. It is a simple stream cipher. I am using the operation XOR. How to test randomness? Given sequence of zeros and ones, selecting and testing random and pseudo-random number generators. The outputs of these generators can be used to generate keys. Statistical tests may be useful as a first step in determining whether or not a generator is suitable for particular cryptographic application. What is a fact? No set of statistical tests can absolutely certify a generator as appropriate for usage in a particular application. That is, statistical testing cannot serve as a substitute for cryptanalysis. Okay. What are the statistical tests? A statistical procedure which we are going to discuss are useful in detecting deviations of a binary sequence from randomness. Apparent deviations from randomness may be due to either a poorly designed generator or to anomalies that appear in the binary sequence that is tested. A certain number of failures is expected in random sequences produced by a particular generator. It is admissible. What are types of generators? Random number generators, popularly known as RNGs, pseudo-random number generators, known as PRNGs. Both of these generator types produce a stream of zeros and ones that may be divided into substreams of blocks or random numbers. And what is RNG, random number generator? It uses non-deterministic source along with some processing function to produce the randomness. As an example, noise in an electrical circuit. It is clearly a random one. If you can tap it, you can make random numbers. The timing of user processes, keystrokes or mouse movements, they are also random. Atmospheric noise, mostly due to thunderstorms happening around the globe, they are also random. The quantum effects in a semiconductor, they are random. Driver noise, often used by random or dev in Unix-like operating systems. Nuclear decay, coupled inverters used by Intel's new random generators. There is an authentic true random number generator. And how it looks like. Just I am making it a full screen. Again, I will make it, I will off the full screen because I want to show this picture. There is a TRNG, truly random number control. They are having host bus inputs. And here we are having inputs. And I am having TRNG control here and FRO control, error checking, and you are having a LFSR, linear feedback shift register. For all mathematicians, it is nothing but a difference equation or a recurrence relation. For electronic people, there is going to be a flip or flop of gates. Okay, and you are having a post processor. And it is a monobit poker and data this and duplicate output error checking and data out guarding, and you are having a RAM, it is a buffer, it is a debug output. Okay, this is how authentic true random number generator looks like. So how much unpredictability does my source generate? How do I translate this unpredictability into random bit streams or numbers? How efficient is this translation? Am I losing unpredictability? Is the resulting data biased or not? For instance, does the data contain more zeros than ones, do I get sufficient unpredictable output for my purpose? Or all the output bits I am getting unpredictable or only a part of it? Randomness. Flips of unbiased fair coin with sides that are labeled 0 and 1, with each flip having a probability of exactly 1/2 of producing a 0 or 1. The flips are independent of each other. The result of any previous coin flip does not affect future coin flips. The unbiased fair coin is thus the perfect random bit stream generator. But practically, is it possible? I cannot throw a coin, collect it, and give 0 or 1. I can make ones and zeros. It is practically not possible. What is unpredictability? When we talk about unpredictability, we are having two ways: forward unpredictability, backward unpredictability. What is forward? If the seed, freely I am using seed. Okay, seed means a small portion on which we are going to generate. It is going to have the dictionary meaning of a seed. If the seed is unknown, the next output number in the sequence should be unpredictable in spite of any knowledge of previous random numbers in the sequence. What is backward unpredictability? It is not be feasible to determine the seed from knowledge of any generated values. So meaning of it is no correlation between a seed and any value generated from that seed should be evident. Each element of the sequence should appear to be the outcome of an independent random event whose probability is off. And all pseudo-random number generators need to start somewhere. They need to be seeded, and that's where Hacker News failed. The random number generator was seeded with the time in milliseconds when the Hacker News software was last started. By some careful work, the attacker managed to make Hacker News crash and could then predict when it restarted within a window of about 1 minute. From it, he was able to predict the unique IDs assigned to users as they logged in and could therefore impersonate them. Similar random number problems enabled one group of people to cheat at online poker also. What are the reasons for this Hacker News failure? The attack worked because once Hacker News crashed, the attack would wait for it to start and note the current time. Amusingly, the Hacker News server was willing to give out that information. The attacker then had 60 seconds worth of possible seeds. Meaning of it is 60,000 seeds since the seed was in milliseconds. So the attacker would log in and look at their own unique IDs. It had been generated by random numbers inside the Hacker News software. He then tried out each of the 60,000 seeds and ran the random number generator algorithm used by Hacker News until he found a match with his own unique ID. So, if you are having a parallel system, HPC, high performance computation, you can test 60,000 with the brute force. Okay. But, if you get the new buzzword, quantum computer, within no time you can test, why not 60,000? You can test even 60,000 also. Thereby you can really retrieve key within no time. Okay. That told him with seed that had been used and let him keep generating further unique IDs by generating the same sequence of random numbers that Hacker News was using. From that, he could predict the unique IDs given out to users as they logged in and he could then impersonate them. Here, what is the loophole? The attacker could really retrieve the seed. So that's why if your seed is not guessable, he would not have really attacked. So that's why your seed should be truly random. Now let me tell you what are seeds. To ensure forward unpredictability, care must be exercised in obtaining seeds. The values produced by PRNG are completely predictable if the seed and generation algorithm are known. Algorithms are popular, they are known. So seeds should not be known. The idea is that since in many cases the generation algorithm is publicly available, the seed must be kept secret and should not be derivable from the pseudo-random sequence that it produces. In addition, the seed itself must be unpredictable. It should be truly random. What are pseudo-random number generators? They act as a black box which takes one number and produces a sequence of bits. The sequence is said to be pseudo-random if it passes the number of statistical tests and thus appears random. It is not random but appears to be random. Pseudo-random number generator is formally defined by an initialization function, a state, a transition function, and an output function. Initialization function takes a number that is nothing but your seed and puts the generator on its initial state. Transition function transforms the state of the generator. Output function transforms the current state to produce a fixed number of bits. So you are having a seed, means some sequence of zeros and ones. You are doing it, either you are rotating it or adding something to it, you are concatenating with some other thing, you are XORing it, and you are doing many things. Okay. Thereby you are producing pseudo-random number generators. But the original seed you are taking, that should be secret. That should be random. So uses one or more inputs and generates multiple pseudo-random numbers. Your inputs are seeds. A PRNG should obtain its seeds from the output of an RNG. So a PRNG requires RNG as a companion. Outputs deterministic functions of the seed. All true randomness is confined to seed generation. Your seed should be random. So what are PRNGs? Often appear to be more random than random numbers obtained from the physical sources. If a pseudo-random sequence is properly constructed, each value in the sequence is produced from the previous value via transformation that appears to introduce additional randomness. A series of such transformations can eliminate statistical autocorrelations between input and output. The output of a PRNG may have better statistical properties and be produced faster than the RNG. So you always random number generators very quickly. Within microsecond you want many. So that's why we really need PRNGs. Now order of the day is QRNG. What is QRNG? A quantum random number generator. So for that you need a quantum machine. Okay. A device that generates truly random numbers
Sir, it is not audible, sir. Sundaran, sir. Sir. Sundaran. Sir, please check your mic, sir. Sundaran, sir. Dear participants, please wait. There may be some network issue.
పవర్ పోయిందా? పవర్ పోయిందా సార్? ఓకే సరేనండి సార్, మొబైల్ తో కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నారండి.
2 minutes. All the participants are requested. Please wait.
మాస్టర్ దగ్గర పవర్ పోయిందంటండి. మొబైల్ హాట్స్పాట్ ఆన్ చేసుకొని జాయిన్ అవుతున్నారంట మరలా. జాయిన్ అయ్యారు.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, I apologize. There is a power failure. So
No
I joined
problem.
with my hotspot. No problem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Now, we random number it is. We can think of it. Still, it is a quantum. So, truly random numbers by measuring unpredictable quantum mechanical processes, such as behavior of photons. So, unlike pseudo-random number generators, which use deterministic algorithm, QRNGs produce inherently unpredictable, non-deterministic sequences that are essential for high-security applications like crypto, banking, and defense. How it works? We are having a quantum source. A laser generates a stream of single photons, which are fundamental particles of light. And you can really produce these quantums with many things. It is one of them. The photons are sent through a setup that exploits a quantum principle, such as spatial superposition of photons in a fiber optic medium, or the time of arrival of photons on a detector. Measurement. The system measures the outcome of the quantum event. For example, it measures where a photon lands on a detector or when it arrives. The uncertainty in these measurements is a fundamental property of quantum mechanics. So how we are going to really use it in random number generation? The measurement outcomes are converted into binary sequences of random numbers. Processing. The raw data is then processed to ensure it meets the required quality of randomness. What is the advantage of QRNG? True randomness. So another is security. Another is instantaneous entropy. What is instantaneous entropy? QRNGs provide full randomness instantly from the first output, unlike some other methods that need to accumulate external entropy of randomness. And verifiable unpredictability. The source of unpredictability can be understood and verified, which is crucial for cybersecurity assurance. And what are the applications? Cryptography, finance, defense, gaming, scientific research, mobile devices, so on and so forth, in almost all fields of work. So let us come back. There is von Neumann used a simple pseudo-random number generator called middle square that works as follows. You start with some number, you can call it as a seed, and square it. You take the 4 middle digits as your random number and square them to get the next random number, and so on. For example, you have chosen 4181 as a seed, and the sequence is 4807, 1078, 1499, 91, so on, would be generated as follows. What is square of 4181? 17480,761. From this, you are taking the mid part, left to right to omitting, taking them. And then you are give 4807, square it, take the middle part, and take 1072, square it. Middle means you don't have two. You can either take 1491 or you can take 4918. But I have taken 1491, so on and so forth. This particular pseudo random number has long since been replaced by better ones, such as the Mersenne twister, whose output is harder to predict. The middle square method is trivial to predict. Okay, the next number is generates is entirely determined by the number it last produced. We can really decode it. What is this Mersenne twister? Mersenne twister much harder to predict because it has internal state that it uses to produce random numbers. The Mersenne twister is a pseudo random number generator. It is by far the most widely used PRNG. Its name derives from the fact that its period length is chosen to be Mersenne prime. What is Mersenne prime? It is a prime number that is 1 less than the power of 2. That is, it is a prime number of the form mn is equal to 2 to the power of n minus 1 for some integer n. So you take prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 13, 17, 19, 31, so on and so forth. Mersenne primes are naturally 3, 7, 31, 127, 8191. They are Mersenne primes. Okay. And Marin Mersenne is he is from France. The online encyclopedia of integer sequence is an online database of integer sequences. It was created and maintained by Neil Solan while a researcher at AT&T Labs. Foreseeing his retirement from AT&T Labs in 2012 and need for an independent foundation, Sloan agreed to transfer the intellectual property and hosting of OES to OES Foundation October 2009. Sloan is the president of OES Foundation. Let us come back to math. If n is a composite number, then so is 2 to the power of n minus 1. Take 2 to the power of n is a composite number, it is not a prime. If you take it as AB, 2 to the power of AB minus 1 is divisible by both 2 to the power of A minus 1 and 2 to the power of B minus 1. This definition is therefore equivalent to the definition as a prime number of the form MP is equal to 2 to the power of P minus 1 for some prime number P. More generally, numbers of the form Mn is equal to 2 to the power of n minus 1 without the primality requirement may be called as Mersenne numbers. Sometimes Mersenne numbers are defined to have the additional required that n be prime. The smallest composite Mersenne number with prime exponent n is 2 to the power of 11 minus 1. It is 2047. As of 2019, the largest known prime number is a Mersenne prime. Okay. Since 1997, have been discovered by a distributed computing project on the internet. The Mersenne is secure because it can be predicted if enough of the random numbers it generates are observed. Okay. And you are having Hacker News again. The Hacker News code was changed to use the Linux or urandom source of random numbers, which means that today unique IDs are generated with a good random number generator and without the weak seed previously used. So there are two ways in which pseudo-random numbers generation can fail. The seed could be bad, may not be random, it is quite guessable, or the algorithm itself could be weak and predictable. So that's why we need to strengthen both. Seed should be random, algorithm should be perfect. What are the desirable attributes? Uniformity, independence, efficiency, replicability, and long cycle length. These are required for security. What are cryptographically secure PRNJs? They must satisfy two additional properties. One, unpredictability. Another is non-reversibility. What is unpredictability? Given a sequence of output bits, the preceding and following bits should not be predictable or guessable. What is non-reversibility? Given the current state of the PRNG, the previous states should not be computable. Rule 1. Ensure that eavesdropping the output of PRNG doesn't allow an attacker to learn more than the bits they really overheard, or if they guess, or if they got to know with some other source. Rule 2 ensures that past communication would not be compromised should an attacker manage to gain knowledge of the current state of PRNG. Okay, so that's the reason why all of us will be getting many, passwords every day, OTPs, one-time passwords. It is better to destroy them, better to delete them. If somebody is able to find your old OTPs, they can easily hack into your systems. Okay. There is a Golem's randomness postulate. Suppose I am having a sequence S, S0, S1, S2. It is a binary sequence. Each can be given either 0 or 1. A run of S is a subsequence of S consisting of consecutive zeros or consecutive ones, which is neither preceded nor succeeded by the same symbol. A run of zeros is called a gap. A run of ones is called a block. So gap and block. So in the cycle S to the power of n of s, the number of ones differ from the number of zeros by at most 1. Okay. In the cycles Sn of s, at least half the runs have the length 1. The least one fourth have length 2. At least 1/8 have length 3, etc. As long as the number of runs so indicated exceeds 1. For each of these lengths, there are equally many gaps and blocks. So number of runs of length I is equal to total number of runs over 2 to the power of I. The autocorrelation function CT measures the amount of similarity between the sequence S and a shift of S by T positions. The autocorrelation function CT is 2 value for some integer k. Okay, it is defined by this. Okay, is equal to n if t equal to 0 is equal to k if t lies between 1 and n minus 1. A binary sequence which satisfies Coulomb's randomness postulates is called pseudo-noise or pseudo-sequence. Okay, so 3 postulates. Well, that has to pass. What are the assumptions? Uniformity, scalability, consistency. They are very much needed. What is uniformity? At any point in the generation of a sequence of random or pseudo-random bits, the occurrence of a 0 or 1 is exactly likely. Each is going to have the probability of half. The expected number of zeros or ones is n over 2, where n is the sequence length. So if you really want uniformity, the number of zeros and number of ones should be equal. Scalability. Any test applicable to a sequence can also be applied to subsequence extracted at random. If a sequence is random, then any such extracted subsequence should also be random. Suppose you are having a sequence of length 100. From that, you are picking up any 10, length 10 sequence from any position. That also should be random. Hence, any extracted subsequence should pass any test of randomness. Consistency, the behavior Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Sir, am I audible? Sir, can I continue? Yeah, okay. The behavior of a generator must be consistent across starting values. So whatever may be the seed, if I keep on changing the seed, randomness should not change. It is inadequate to test a PRNG based on the output from a single seed or an RNG on the basis of an output produced by a single physical output. You need to take sequence of them. Then only you can test. You know that random numbers are everywhere. The hacker news example isn't about cryptography. But random numbers are vital to cryptographic schemes. For example, any hypertext transfer protocol HTTPS session starts as follows. The web browser sends information to the server about which version of SSL it wants to use and other information. The web server replies with similar information about SSL versions and its SSL certificate. The web browser checks that the certificate is valid. If it is, it generates a random pre-master secret that will be used to secure the connection. After that, further exchanges occur, all based on the randomly chosen pre-master secret. It needs to be unpredictable for the connection to be secure. What is Wi-Fi protected access? How a computer using Wi-Fi establishes a secure connection to an access point using the popular WPA2 protocol. The access point generates a random nonce and sends it to the computer. The computer generates a random nonce and sends it to the access point. The access point and the computer continue on from there using these random nonce values to secure the connection. What I did is our university internet we lost connection because of the power cut. Then what I did is I have connected my mobile hotspot. So my laptop, what it did, it has an exchange of random numbers or keys. Okay, that's how my Wi-Fi service is connected to mobile hotspot. Random numbers turn up when logging into websites, creating secure connections to servers using secure shell, which is SSH, holding Skype video chats or sending encrypted email and so on and so forth. And the Achilles heel of the only completely secure crypto system, the one-time pad is that pad itself must be completely randomly generated. Any predictability of non-uniformity in the random numbers used can lead to breaking of a one-time pad. The other problem with one-time pads is reuse. They must be used only once. Okay, if a one-time pad is used many times, it is vulnerable to attacks. Cloudflare's random number source. A Cloudflare, we need lots of random numbers for cryptographic purpose. We need them to secure SSL connections and railgun generating public or private key pairs and authentication systems. They are an important part of forward security. Most of the random numbers are obtained from either OpenSSL's random number generator system or from the Linux kernel. Both seed their random number generators from a variety of sources to make them as unpredictable as possible. Sources include things like new work data or the seed time of this. One can improve on them by adding some truly random data into the system. As a result, improve security for users. So, till now, what we really discussed is the following. So, randomness is important. Randomness is important in our day-to-day life. It is also important for machines. It is also important for all the banking activities. They are important for crypto. They are even important for our Wi-Fi system. So now I would like to pay attention towards how to test randomness. So you use some PRNG or you are using QRNG. You are making a random sequence. How to test whether it is random or not? And I think many of the participants are from engineering or math background. We are all quite aware of test of hypothesis. Here exactly what we are going to use. One is NIST, National Institute for Standards, is a US one, and it is having many tests. Just I would like to show some of them. First one is monobit test or frequency test. Frequency test within a block. Runs test. Test for the longest run of ones in a block. Binary matrix rank test. Discrete Fourier transformation. Non-overlapping template matching test. Overlapping template matching. These are the popular ones. And some more 16 tests are there. Okay. Then we are having diode tests. The diode tests are a battery of statistical tests for measuring the quality of a random number generator. They were developed by George Marsigela over several years, 1995, on a CD-ROM of random number. Ones are all working load, minimum distance, random PS test, squeeze test, okay, and the Crabs test. Okay. Just because of the I'm not explaining each one. Okay. So let us really look this part with which we are all having some acquaintance. Test of hypothesis. You know basic concept. Statistical techniques to arrive at decisions in certain situations where there is an element of uncertainty on the basis of sample statistic. Hypothesis is a statement which may or may not be true about a population or about the probability distribution characterizing the given population, which we want to test on the basis of the evidence from the random sample. So, test of hypothesis is a procedure that helps us to ascertain the likelihood of hypothesized population parameter being correct by making use of the sample statistic. Here we are going to have only one thing: sequence is random and sequence is not random. Only two. Okay. What are the basic steps in test of hypothesis? Setting up of hypothesis, computation of test statistic, level of significance, critical region or rejection region, two-tailed or one-tailed test, decision. So you can set up the hypothesis, sequence is random, null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, sequence is not random. Test statistic. This is based on appropriate distribution. Normal distribution or P distribution or chi-square distribution or F distribution. P-value. P-value of a test is the probability that a value of the test statistic in the direction of H1 and as extreme as the one that actually did occur would have occurred if H0 were true. And H1 left tail test, right tail test, and two tail test. Okay, they are all popular ones. So we are having two types of errors: type 1 error, type 2 error. Okay. So H0 is true. If you accept it, correct, the decision is made. When H0 is true, if you reject it, type 1 error is not true. If you accept it, type 2 error is made. H0 is not true. If you reject it, correct decision is made. This probability is alpha. 1 minus alpha is taking a correct decision. This is beta. Correct decision is 1 minus beta. Type 1 error is the error of rejecting the null hypothesis whenever it is true. The probability of making type 1 error is called level of significance. It is denoted by alpha. And type 2 error is the error of accepting null hypothesis H0 when it is false. So the probability of making type 2 error is beta. Probability of taking a correct decision is 1 minus beta. 1 minus beta is also called power of the test. Factors that affect power: sample size, level of significance, all are going to affect the power of a test. So we are less likely to accept the null hypothesis when it is false. That is less likely to make type 2 error. Hence the power of the test is increased. The true value of the parameter being tested, the greater the difference between the true value of a parameter and the value specified in the null hypothesis, the greater the power of the test. That is, greater the effect size, greater the power of the test. So it is level of significance. In cryptography application, you should take it as 0.01. In manufacturing, we take it as 0.05. Critical region. It is the region of the standard normal curve corresponding to the predetermined level of significance. This is fixed to know the probability of making type 1 error. Okay, we can have two-tailed test or one-tailed test. Here we are in crypto, we take only two-tailed test. Degrees of freedom. It estimates a statistical parameter can be based upon different amounts of information or data. The number of independent pieces of information that go into the estimate of the parameter is called degrees of freedom. In general, degrees of freedom of an estimate of a parameter is equal to the number of independent scores that go into the estimate minus the number of parameters used in the intermediate steps in the estimate of the parameter itself. Okay. Assumption, the Neumann-Pearson hypothesis testing. The basic assumption in Neumann-Pearson hypothesis testing is considered an assumption which can be any means. Okay, we cannot really verify it. Let me start with a frequency test or mono bit test. What is the purpose of this? It is the proportion of zeros and ones for the entire sequence. The purpose of this test is to determine whether the number of ones and zeros in a sequence are approximately same. The test assesses the closeness of the fraction of ones to 1 by 2. That is, the number of ones and zeros in a sequence should be about the same. All subsequent tests depend on the passing of this test. If this fails, no need to test others. Suppose I am having E1, E2, En. What is the frequency? Frequency is n, where n is the length of the bit string. E is the sequence of bits generated by an RNG, random number generator, or a PRNG. This exists as a global structure. Okay. So the reference distribution for the test statistic is half normal for large n. The absolute value of sum of x is 2 epsilon minus 1 in the sequence divided by the square root of the length of the sequence. Step 1. Suppose conversion of to plus 2 minus 1. The zeros and ones of the input sequence E are converted to values of minus 1 and plus plus S is equal to x1 plus x2, so on xn. So example, if I take 1 0, 1 1 0, 1 0, 1 0, 1, size is 10. So in the place of 0, I am writing minus 1. 1 minus 1 plus 1 plus 1, I am getting 2. If I get 0, I can conclude that number of zeros and ones are equal. Okay? Here, you are getting a plus 2, means number of ones are more than the number of zeros. That is quite evident. Compute the test statistic. S observation. It is modulus of 2 by square root of 10, 0.63. Compute the p-value. And p-value is found by using error function. Okay? P-value is 0.527089. So, addition rule. P-value is greater than 0.01. So, the conclusion is that sequence is random. Suppose input size recommendation. Each sequence should be tested consists of minimum of 100 bits. 10 is only for demonstration purpose. So it should be greater than or equal to 100. So here I am taking an example where I am having 100 bits. I found all the values p as 0.109, it is greater than or equal to 0.01. So you can accept that it is a random sequence. There is another non-overlapping template matching test. Okay, the focus of this test is the number of occurrences of pre-specified target strings. The purpose of this test is to detect generators that produce too many occurrences of a given non-periodic pattern. For this test, an m-bit window is used to search for a specific m-bit pattern. If the pattern is not found, window slides 1 bit position. If the pattern is found, the window is reset to the bit after the found pattern, and such resumes. Suppose I am having epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon n, b, the m-bit template to be matched. B is a string of ones and zeros of length m, which is defined in a template library of non-periodic patterns contained within the test code. Capital M, the length of bits of the substring of epsilon to be tested. N, the number of independent blocks. N has been fixed at 8 in test code. So here test statistics is a follows chi-square distribution. Reference distribution is chi-square. Take this, n is equal to 20. Capital N is equal to 2. M is equal to 10. Then the two blocks would be 1 0 1 0 here. 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 0. Up to this, it is the first block. Remaining is the second block. Each block is having length 10. Okay. Now let Wi be the number of times that B occurs within the block J. The search for matches proceeds by creating an m-bit window on the sequence, comparing the bits within that window against the template. If there is no match, the window slides over the next bit. As an example, if I take m as 3 and the current window contains bits 3 to 5, then the next window will contain bits from 4 to 6. If there is no match, the window slides over m bits. If the current window contains bits 3 to 5, then the next window will contain bits from 6 to 8. For the example, if I take m equal to 3 and template as b as 001, then the examination proceeds as follows. 1, 2, 3 positions, 1, 0, 1. W1 is 0, bits are 1, 1, 1. W block 1. 1, 0, 1. You are comparing this with 0, 0, 1. There are no matches. So bits 1, 1, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0, 0. 1, 1, 0, 0. 1, 0, 0, 0. And 0, 0, 1. Here it is a match. So increment to 1. 0, 0, 1, increment to 1. Okay. So you increment to 2 like this. I can have W1 is equal to 2 and W2 is equal to 1. Step 3. I can find the mean. I can find the variance. For the given example, I can use this formula 10 minus 3 plus 1 by 2 cube, and sigma square is equal to this formula. So chi-square observed frequency, I got it as 2.133, and p-value, I am using I gamma, a gamma function I use for chi-square distribution, 0.344. You know that p-value is greater than 1, then you can, okay? It is clearly greater than 0.01. So you can accept. Input size recommendation is that m is equal to 9 or m is equal to 10 be specified to obtain meaningful results. Although n is equal to 8 has been specified in the test code, the code may be altered to other sizes. However, n should be chosen such that capital N is less than or equal to 100 to be assured that p values are valid. Additionally, be sure that m is greater than 0.01, m is greater than 0.01 into n, and capital N is floor of n over m. So you can take this particular example, and here epsilon is 2 to the power of 20, produced by the processing standards. Input is 2 to the power of 20. The p you are taking is 9, so 8 zeros 1. Okay, if you process this 255 point something, so on and so forth, I can compute them, and chi-square value 5.99, p value p value is greater than 0.01, accept that sequence. And then is cumulative sums test. It is also known as the cum-sum test. Here, the focus of this test is the maximal excursion of the random walk defined by the cumulative sum of random sequences. Okay, here also let me demonstrate. I am taking a sequence is equal to this, and I am finding cumulative sums. You know, S1, S2, S3, S10, and after that I am computing the test statistic. I am able to find that it is a random one. N is equal to 100. Okay, so what I mean to say is whenever we are doing classes, we can write modulus of z is less than z alpha by 2, so we can verify. But whenever you write a programming, you need these error functions or chi-square distribution, upper and lower incomplete gamma functions. Okay, these are the popular ones. Any programming language uses them. These are some of the references. So I would like to acknowledge my former colleague, Mrs. M. Nirima Krishnamurthy of Sierra of Ames, and Dr. Y. Nagendra of Sierra of Ames for their knowledge sharing and during my stay with Sierra Institute and working with them. So all knowledge is in final analysis, history, all sciences are in the abstract, math. All decisions we make have their rational in statistics. All technologies for efficient use depend on computers. So actually in this particular presentation, I used a lot of stat, math, as well as computer science. So it was told by none other than Padma Vibhushan Professor C.R. Rao. So my thanks and gratitude to my mentor, guide, philosopher, teacher, and a true guru, Professor Kanur Narasimha Murthy, with whom I worked for my doctoral degree. Agnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chachurunmiritam Eva Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. My tributes as well as my thanks to my teacher, And if you find any positive things in my talk, you can attribute it to my guru, Professor K.N. Murthy. And if you find any flaws or some mistakes, they are mine, self-acquired. Okay. And thanks for your attention. Okay. There I stop. I'll be happy to take any question.
Karunakar sir.
Please wait, sir. Respected Dr. P.V. Sundaram sir, you have given a wonderful lecture on randomness and essential for security, which is a very essential required to safeguard data confidentiality. This is the time for question and answer session. Because of huge participants, any participants who is interested to clarify their doubts, please come forward to post it only in the chat box. I can bring it to the notice of our revered resource person, sir. Sir will clarify the same. Dear participants, any doubts regarding the topic, please post in the chat box. Sir will clarify the same.
Sir, Sundaram sir.
Yeah, sir.
Sir, really wonderful lecture, sir.
Sir.
The session clearly highlighted how randomness forms the core of secure systems by generating unpredictable and unguessable secrets such as encryption keys and passwords. Sir, really wonderful, sir. For delivering such as enriching and informative talk, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
That's so kind of you. But in between, we are having some problem.
Yes, sir.
Technical hiccups, but okay, understood.
Okay. Thank you, one and all, for your good response and valuable support. Expecting the same cooperation for the remaining sessions also. Today's session concludes with vote of thanks by co-convener Dr. T. Srinivasrao Garu.
Good evening to all. A special thanks to our management, Principal Madam and HOD Sir for their valuable messages and constant support. Their guidance and encouragement have played a key role in making this session a grand success. On behalf of the Department of Mathematics and the participants, I would like to sincerely thank Dr. P.V. Sundaram Sir for his valuable presentation today. Testing the randomness of binary sequences and also generating random numbers is a fundamental issue in security in general and cryptography in particular. This talk is devoted to both. Despite of his busy schedule at the university, Dr. P.V. Sundaram Sir kindly accepted our invitation and delivered a wonderful talk. Thank you very much, sir. Today's session has been enriching with Dr. P.V. Sundaram Sir presentation on randomness and essential for security, which has inspired new ideas among the faculty members and will help to strengthen their research skills. You are all informed that feedback link has been shared both in the WhatsApp group and YouTube channel. It will be opened till 7 p.m. today. All of you are requested to fill the feedback in time. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Thank you, Sundaram Garu.
Sir, Srinivas garu, namaste andi.
Feedback link.
Can I sign off?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Okay.
Participants, you can leave now. Today's session is completed.
Link పెట్టేవాటి
పెట్టేసా
కనిపించలేదు నాకు అక్కడ
గ్రూప్ లో రాలి
చాట్ బాక్స్ లాగా మన వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టాను రికార్డ్ ఆపేసాను నేను స్వామి ఎక్కడ అది మనం డౌన్లోడ్ చేసేది? ఎక్కడెక్కడ చాట్ అని వస్తుంది అంట.